You're just gonna fucking
bro.
die, bro. I know my boundaries. And that's the thing.
I can't. This is the first time. Oh, hold on. This is the first time I've ever heard you mention Joshua.
He can't because he pulled out the fight. So that would be very.
Do you have any
much because I wasn't there. I don't know everything that happened, and of course, I'm not going to jump on one side or the other.
Jake Paul just announced he won't fight Anthony Joshua, and suddenly, the self-proclaimed king of YouTube boxing crumbles under a real challenge. The bravado? Gone. The hype? Exposed as empty. Paul's authenticity sounds more like a confession of fear he's out, and the boxing world is left shaking its head. This isn't courage, it's a masterclass in dodging reality, and fans are furious.
I would get torn up, bro. This guy is different.
Bro,
he's different.
I've never. You glazing, bro.
Anthony Joshua doesn't mince words, and why should he? Jake Paul has officially embarrassed himself, backing out of a fight that could have cemented his boxing credibility. Joshua's message is clear. Real fighters face challenges head-on. Paul's pullout isn't strategy, it's a spectacle of fear masquerading as prudence. Fans are left questioning if Paul is a fighter at all or just a hype machine running from reality.
You know what I mean? I'm 100% confident in myself. So, yeah, that's why this fight's not happening, you know, because he knows I'm going to beat his ass when I get in there.
Yeah, this is where a lot of people think I hate the UFC because of the beef with Dana White, but this is where
Jake Paul just proved he's nothing more than a hype-driven clown. Pulling out now isn't strategy, it's pure cowardice. Eddie Hearn's frustration is palpable, and honestly, who can blame him? Paul has left fans, sponsors, and the boxing world hanging, showing he's all bark and no bite, a YouTube star who folds under pressure.
We are going to inspire the kids. Netflix, for free, you could watch this motherfucking fight. Massive numbers.
But you tell me if Canelo fought you, he would be doing it for anything other than.
Behind the scenes, Jake Paul's chaos is unraveling like a bad reality show. Spencer Brown is running in circles, desperately trying to manage the fallout, and it's clear Paul's antics have left everyone scrambling. The man who claims he can fight? He's more dangerous as a headache than in the ring.
It was, well, we knew half an hour ago. You probably noticed I've been on the phone running back and forth.
Eddie Hearn isn't joking. Jake Paul just pushed the boundaries from YouTube antics into real legal trouble. This pullout exposes Paul as a paper tiger, all hype and no substance. Fans and sponsors are left furious, while lawyers prepare to teach him that the fight world isn't a playground for clowns.
Filed a lawsuit against him, and we'll leave it in the hands of the lawyers.
Johnny Nelson isn't impressed. Jake Paul's pullout reeks of cowardice, and there's clearly backstage chaos we aren't seeing. Paul's plan isn't clever, it's panic dressed as strategy. The boxing world watches a man unravel, revealing a YouTube star who flops when the spotlight demands real courage.
And he was so mad at Conor because he thinks Conor's got away with it, scot-free. So he's saying, all right, if he's going to do this and get away with this.
Tony Bellew sees right through Jake Paul's facade. The idea that Paul could survive a single round with a real fighter is laughable. His theatrics crumble under scrutiny, proving he's more a YouTube sensation than an actual boxer, a man whose bravado disappears when the stakes get serious.
He doesn't believe that the Jake Paul fight's going to actually happen?
I'm not really sure. I know now.
Logan Paul can't hide his shock. Seeing Jake fold is embarrassing even for family. What he calls wild is public humiliation. This pullout exposes a man addicted to hype, incapable of facing real competition, leaving promoters fuming and fans livid at yet another display of Paul's fragility.
I was the first person to see it, and I was like, dude, fuck, bro, this is wild. I can't believe this is happening. I immediately felt really bad.
Anthony Joshua doesn't hold back, and he's right on the money. Jake Paul isn't just dodging fights, he's toxic to the sport. His antics poison every legitimate matchup. This isn't bravado, it's a warning. Fans are livid, promoters are frustrated, and real fighters see him for what he is. A man addicted to hype, desperate for attention, and incapable of facing true competition. Paul's bluster can't hide the fact that he needs a reality check, and Joshua is calling it loud and clear, a beatdown that would humble the social media sensation who thinks he's a heavyweight contender.
I feel like he's toxic. I feel like you can put any top heavyweight in the world up here, and he'll probably say the same thing about them all. So it's just him as a person, and then he just needs a beat down.
Frank Warren nails it. Jake Paul is nothing more than a spectacle, a walking disaster fans can't look away from. The man who claimed he could hang with elite fighters now exposes himself as a circus act. This car crash is exactly that. Reckless, chaotic, and utterly predictable. Everyone's watching, not for skill, but for the train wreck Paul has created. Promoters, networks, and boxing purists are left shaking their heads as Paul's credibility crumbles, proving that hype can only carry you so far before reality hits. And right now, Paul is staring straight at it.
Can he do it or not? This is a car crash, and people will watch it because that's what people do at car crashes, and that's what this is.
Charlemagne is dropping hints that the saga behind Jake Paul's pullout is even messier than we realize. If the rumors hold weight, Paul's latest stunt isn't just cowardice, it's chaos fueled by ego and mismanagement. This isn't a simple fight cancellation, it's a domino effect threatening relationships, contracts, and credibility. Fans speculate endlessly while insiders scramble, and Paul remains at the center, blustering and dodging responsibility. This controversy has legs, and every revelation makes Paul look smaller in the eyes of the boxing world, turning a simple fight into an unfolding scandal nobody can ignore.
I'm just saying, if the rumors are true, you know what I mean? If the rumors are true, because that's what I was told, and you know, I heard they were just looking for a reason to part ways. So
Johnny Nelson is stunned, and so are fans worldwide. Jake Paul's actions reek of desperation and miscalculation. Behind the scenes, chaos is clear. Whatever plan Paul claims to have, it's collapsing spectacularly. This isn't a calculated move, it's panic disguised as strategy. Boxing insiders are left bewildered, networks frustrated, and audiences entertained for all the wrong reasons. Paul's credibility is bleeding, and the class he promised vanishes with every announcement. His antics now dominate headlines, not for skill or courage, but for controversy, incompetence, and the kind of drama that makes the sport shake its head in disbelief.
I'm so sorry if, like, at any point this shit just becomes complete
if you want to leave.
Duke McKenzie makes an interesting distinction, but let's be honest, Jake Paul's antics blur the line between fight business and farce. Calling this show business is generous. What Paul did isn't promotion, it's self-indulgence. He pulled out of a major fight, left contracts and fans in chaos, and somehow expects applause for entertaining the headlines. This isn't about skill, courage, or respect for the sport. It's a circus stunt, a YouTube spectacle masquerading as boxing. While McKenzie tries to separate the business from the sport, Paul has effectively dragged the narrative into pure mockery, leaving purists fuming and casual fans confused. The man who claims he can fight has instead turned himself into a liability, showing that hype can only carry you so far before credibility crumbles entirely. Every analyst, every insider, and every real fighter sees the same truth. Paul is all image, zero substance.
Hefty fine by the board. The show could be in risk of being cancelled. All these things, he knows the power to be. They know that if they want the fight.
YB Patreon cuts straight to the heart of Jake Paul's incompetence. Pulling out of fights under the guise of injury isn't just unprofessional, it's an insult to fighters, promoters, and fans who invest time and money believing in the hype. Paul has perfected the art of exaggeration, spin, and avoidance, but the truth is unavoidable. 4 months of recovery somehow coincides perfectly with any scenario he wants to dodge. This isn't just about injury, it's about a man too fragile to face legitimate competition. The spectacle he calls boxing is unraveling into a pattern of excuses and embarrassment. Every announcement, every social media rant further chips away at his credibility, and the boxing world is beginning to label him not as a fighter, but as a hype artist who folds when stakes are real.
I don't like that. People schedule fights and then they pull out, oh, I was injured. Well, if you was injured, you won't be injured in...
Tom Little strikes the delicate balance between fairness and skepticism, and honestly, it's hard to defend Jake Paul here. The man has generated hype and headlines, but has yet to face a truly elite opponent without backing out. Little hints at the elephant in the room. Paul's record is built on avoidance and carefully curated matchups, not courage or skill. The looming question isn't if Paul can fight, it's if he will stop running when challenged by a real heavyweight. His theatrics are entertaining for casual fans, but insiders see the cracks. He's a man teetering on the edge of exposure. Every pullout, every excuse, every public tantrum erodes what little credibility he had, and now the world waits for the inevitable reality check that Tom Little predicts. Paul may simply fold when the stakes are highest.
I'm not saying he can't fight. I'm not saying he's rubbish. I'm not saying he's useless. But we will see how good he is. And if I'm right in what I'm saying, he'll quit.
Carl Froch doesn't mince words, and his verdict on Jake Paul is devastatingly clear. The man simply cannot fight. Despite the hype, the social media theatrics, and the YouTube bravado, Paul lacks the fundamentals, the timing, and the composure required in the ring. Losing to Tommy Fury wasn't a fluke, it was a glaring demonstration of his limits. Froch paints a picture of a one-sided matchup where even a declining Anthony Joshua could expose Paul's deficiencies in a single round. Paul's persona might sell tickets and generate clicks, but the truth is in the ring, he's out of his depth, fragile under pressure, and incapable of facing a seasoned professional. Every analyst, every former champion, and every true fan sees the same thing: a hype artist masquerading as a boxer, and a man whose bravado collapses the moment reality strikes.
This is a one-round job because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance, and fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury, for crying out loud.
After everything we've seen, one thing is crystal clear. Jake Paul is a master of hype, but when the lights get bright and the punches start flying, he folds. Every pullout, every excuse, every public tantrum has peeled back the curtain on a man who thrives on attention but crumbles under real pressure. From Anthony Joshua calling him toxic to Carl Froch exposing his inability to fight, the boxing world has spoken and the verdict is unanimous. Paul is a spectacle, a controversy generator, and a YouTube star masquerading as a professional fighter. Fans and insiders alike are left frustrated, bewildered, and entertained for all the wrong reasons. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you think Jake Paul will ever step up and face a legitimate heavyweight, or is this just the beginning of a long pattern of avoidance and public humiliation? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if you want real fights, and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on all the latest boxing drama, because with Jake Paul, the circus is far from over.